The biggest piece that I would say that's impacted there has just been the switch to medical records being digital versus the giant rooms, the big fireproof rooms you used to have. They still exist sometimes, until they get out of that 10-year window where they have to hold them. So, certainly we see a lot of retraction from that standpoint. I think that we're going to probably see more and more adoption of sort of more efficient waiting room situations where the waiting rooms shrink and people are in their cars, almost like a restaurant that you give a beeper, they'll text you on your cell phone. But I think that I think the country kind of scratched their head and said, you know what, maybe a bunch of sick people should not be sitting together in a waiting room together. Maybe we should just sit in our cars in peace. So I think that could be a benefit that we've learned from the pandemic, and I think we could see that impact the footprint of medical office buildings. I think also from a technological standpoint, obviously more and more server space and from an equipment standpoint, of course, the more evolution we see on imaging, I think that we'll probably see more of the healthcare, the actual machines and the equipment become more mobile, and you'll see it out of the hospitals and into the offices. You're seeing that imaging's gotten that way where you used to have to go to the hospital for all the imaging. Now that's becoming more and more in the office. That trend will likely push. So I guess you could consider that technological. I would certainly consider it technological. But I think also things like mobile labs and being able to do more diagnostics inside an actual clinic to try to decouple them from the hospital and the delay there in terms of, let me get your labs back and then come back. How much can we do while you're here? So I think those things will certainly shift it. But then of course the telemedicine, I think, will be that'll be a big movement. But I think it's going to be more that instead of replacement, it's going to be more volume. We're going to have more and more visits versus there's not as many visits in the building. I think you're going to have overall net more visits.